What if saying no to God is actually an act of obedience? Sounds impossible, right? But what if trusting God isn't always about doing what we're told? What if it's about knowing Him well enough to ask, "Is this really you, God? Or just someone speaking in your name?" Welcome back, Verse Lens family, where scripture meets the complexities of real life. If you're new here, subscribe and join us as we explore stories that challenge, comfort, and deepen your faith. I am your favorite narrator, Selah. Meet Kara, thoughtful, faithful, and careful with her money after a rough year. Her church leader tells her she should donate to a specific charity, a test of faith, he says. But her rent is due. Her fridge is empty. Her soul torn. Across the room, Sam claps loudly, already posting his donation receipt. Ty nods along, afraid to seem less spiritual. Jess whispers to Kara, "God will provide, right?" But Kara doesn't feel peace, only pressure. And deep down, something doesn't sit right. She quietly says, "I don't think obedience is about doing everything people tell me. I think it's about doing what God is actually calling me to do." And just like that, she says no. Not to God, but to the voices that try to sound like Him. Sometimes faith isn't about saying yes to everything. Sometimes it's about asking better questions. About trusting that God doesn't just want your compliance. He wants your heart. And your honesty. John Shelby Spong once said, "True faith is not about following rules, but about seeking justice and love, even when it means challenging the status quo." Maybe obedience looks less like performance and more like authenticity. Maybe God doesn't need another act of sacrifice, but a soul that's awake, alive, and real. Fredrick said, "The place God calls you to is the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet." Maybe your no is making room for a deeper yes. Speech balloon. Romans 12 verse 2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Have you ever said a no to something that felt like God, but wasn't? Let us know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe to Verse Lens, where we don't just quote verses. We live the questions they raise. See you in the next video.
Bye!